Hi, welcome to the lesson 3 of the iOS development tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to see about the outlets, defining of outlets, items, action button, and placing the controls in the user interface. So, yeah. So in the previous tutorial, we saw about the workspace, the Xcode workspace, the view controller, the C, and then we change the property background color of view controller, and then we finished with the debug and console window. And in this class we are going to see more about the user interface. So basically we're going to see about the object library, place a couple of controls onto the user interface, do some alignment and resizing of the controls, then define the outlets and action items, action button for the IBAction for the button items, and outlets for the text field and UI label field. Then finally we'll finish up by adding a delegate connection for the text field. So you have a plain view controller. Now using the object library under the utility area, which is utility area is the one which is available on your right hand side. So I've got this object library which is like the cube icon. You have third from the left. So this is the cube icon. Now if you don't see the utilities area, make sure you have this checked. So you have hide or show utilities area at the top right hand side. So make sure that's highlighted. Now to pick UI text field, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type text in the search box to filter the controls instead in the object library, and place the control, drag and place the control, and position the control based on the alignment handle which I get, alignment guide. So you should see a blue line which is appearing. So that shows the center point, horizontal center point for the view controller. Similarly, if you navigate to the end of the text field, you should see the resize handle. So you can resize your handle so that you resize the control so that it accepts enough content. Next is I'm going to look for the label. So the same way I'm going to drag and place the label control onto the user view controller and align it using the alignment guide. So probably I want to place it at the center of the view controller. So I'm use the alignment guide, and I have now I'm just doing the resize of the label. And next is the button. The same way I'm going to drag and place the button onto my view controller. Now if you want to align this text field, the text which is appearing on the label, what you can do is you can go for the attributes inspector, and you have the alignment property, the text alignment. So I'm going for the center point. So now you should see the text align center. Similarly, if you want to provide a proper name to this button, so let's say welcome. So I've just edited, double click on the button and then entered the name as welcome. Now let's see how to add before moving on to the IBAction. So if you have lots of control, you want to navigate to a control quickly, then you can use this outline view. So if I just want to navigate to the label, so under view I've just clicked on label, and label should be selected. Now let's see how to add a IBAction method. Now IBAction is a method which gets triggered when a user taps on a button. So basically we can connect this IBAction method to a event, to a button event. So let's see how to add or the record code into the implementation file. So what first thing what we need to do is we need to click on the assistant editor so that we get the implementation file. I've already added this, so I'm just removing it. And let me move to the implementation file. So now I need this IBAction method to be added to my implementation file. But so what I'm doing is I'm going to drag this control by pressing the control drag this button from the button by pressing the control on my keyboard. So now you should see here whether it's giving, I mean the Xcode gives the auto complete option. What do you want to do? So I've just said okay, I want to add an action, and what is the name of the method? So let's say I want to say display message, and it says which event, on which event you want to call this method. So we'll go for the touch up inside event of the button, and arguments just center, just keep as it is. Now go for the connect option. This should automatically insert, define the in the interface, and then sorry, this was the code which was added previously. So and it should add the display message method as well. So we need to define the message, the actual method implementation. We'll be covering it in the next tutorial. The same way we are going to go for the UI label as well as the text field, so that we have an outlet. We are going to define an outlet for the UI label and the text field. So I have selected the UI control, then I'm pressing the control key on my keyboard. Now dragging the UI control, and I'm going for, so I've gone for the class so class extension. This is the area where we define the outlets and so now UI text field. So I'm going to give a name as, let's say, either so just say text field, and let's go for the B property itself. Similarly, now we are going to select the label, press Control on your keyboard, and drag it to the class extension area onto the implementation file, and then give a name to your labels. Let's give this label itself, yeah, and then connect. So now you have linked your user interface elements controls from your user interface to the implementation file. Now the last bit which we are going to see is the delegate function. So delegate, we are going to specify a delegate for the UI text field. So delegate is nothing but we are going to say an object to act on behalf of another object. So in this case we want the view control to receive and act based on the events of text field. So now select the text field, again press control on your keyboard, and we are going to link it to this yellow sphere. So I'm going to select this. Since it's too far, I'm just going to reduce the size of okay. It's not coming. Let me just reduce the size of this window so that I see the full width. Now if I do this, I should get a delegate option here. So here what we are saying is we are making the view controller as a delegate for the UI text field. I think once we add the code and everything, you should get a very clear picture of what this delegate and how we are going to use the outlets and the IBAction. Right now, to hide this assistant editor, just again click on this assistant editor icon. Sorry. So we are going for the standard editor to hide the assistant editor. Now if we just run this application, so the simulator will be launched, and we should see the text field, the label and the button. Since this is the first time I'm compiling and running this project, it takes a while to launch the simulator. So now you should have the text field, the label and the button. Now when you click the button, so you should see it's getting highlighted, but we haven't added any code, so it won't do anything. Now on selecting on focus, once you start focusing, or once you start entering, have your focus on the text field, you should get the keyboard and you can start typing it, but there is no way to close this keyboard. So we will be seeing how to add code for that part as well. Now if you want to have a done key instead of a return, so we can edit the UI text field properties using the attribute inspector. So let's just see that part. So I've selected the UI text field. Now under the return key, I'm going for the done key option. Now if I execute this project again, and once I start, now you should have a done key on the QWERTY keyboard. So in the next class we will complete this project by adding the required code and see when you click the button or tap the button, the message will be displayed onto the screen along with the text which was entered in the UI text field. Thank you.